Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. Here in American Voices, we celebrate all that this country has to offer. So after hearing about people's life stories, we want to celebrate the land. So each week we invite authors and artists to talk about a favorite place or sound in the country. This time, Natasha Lance Rogoff is back. She's the author of Muppets in Moscow, the unexpected, crazy, true story of making Sesame Street in Russia. Here's Natasha Lance Rogoff.
I'm Natasha Lance Rogoff, and my favorite sound in America is the sound of the front door opening and my son and his friends noisily piling through the front door of our house in Cambridge, Mass. The door swings open, and there's a whole bunch of boys who are very loud and very big. The whole energy in the house changes, and it goes from this very quiet Victorian house built in the 1880s to a giant, as they say in Russian, tusovka, which is like a bunch of people having a party. One is my son, and there are three other boys who are his best friends from school. They come to our house. This went on for years, and these boys are now men in their late 20s. And I still remember, I still hear them now when they come back, when they're home, they come back from their careers now, and the same sound is there. It's like they all get together. They've remained friends for years, from the time they were 10 years old until today. My son's now 27. They all just come in, make a lot of noise. They end up down in the kitchen, and then they go down to the basement where there's a TV. I still remember when they were little, I used to bake fresh chocolate chip cookies just so I could kind of, hang out with them for a little bit and soak up their conversations about their troubles, figuring out, how to get girls to go out with them, and, talking about how they felt awkward or arguing about who was the best basketball player and, who had the best shot in history. But it was such a happy time. I just loved the way their energy would change the whole house in a nanosecond. The cookies were a great gateway for entry. They were very sweet. I would ask a ton of questions and offer advice. And a lot of times they'd turn on music, and then they would all be singing these, pop songs. And often that would end up with them wrestling each other on the floor. And then as they got older, they let me stay longer in the basement, and I could come even without cookies. And I'd get into these conversations with them about their lives, their careers, what they were struggling with, what were their dreams. And it was very special. I mean, it was probably, one of my most favorite things. And when they come back home, I just feel so lucky that they still feel like, they can come by the house. And, I feel like I have four sons, not just one son. I mean, I don't have that. I don't know a lot of people, I didn't grow up. I don't know people that I grew up with very much, probably because I moved around so much from a pretty young age. I think it's very unusual. He's extremely lucky, but it's remarkable how they stay in touch. One of them is an officer in the Navy now, and he's based in Japan. Another one is a writer. Another boy who, he's not a boy anymore, but he went to India, to work in an orphanage. It's just wonderful how they all continue to support each other and help each other. It's a beautiful thing.
That was Natasha Lance Rogoff. She's the author of the book, Muppets in Moscow, the unexpected, crazy, true story of making Sesame Street in Russia. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.